The fat man looked at the pizza in his hand and noticed that the toppings had been eaten by someone. He reached out to take other people's food, but as soon as he picked up a chicken leg, it aroused dissatisfaction from the people upstairs. He told the fat man that he could only eat his own food, for that was the rule of their prison. The fat man couldn't help laughing after hearing this. His pizza had been stolen, so he wanted to eat others' food too. The man upstairs comforted him that they would find the culprit, but on the condition that the fat man didn't act impulsively. If he insisted on doing so, he would be punished by the loyalists. Seeing that the fat man insisted on eating the chicken leg, the woman quickly shared her food with him, which made him abide by the rules. The next day, they heard fighting sounds from upstairs. It was the loyalists punishing the man who had stolen the fat man's pizza. That man was extremely powerful in combat, and no one was his match. The man upstairs told them to get ready for a fight, which scared the fat man a lot. He didn't want to fight anyone. Listening to the shrill screams from upstairs, Annie hurriedly took apart the bed frame, preparing to face the enemies. Soon, the platform arrived at the 24th floor, and the man from the 21st floor fell down. The fat man couldn't help but feel scared at the sight. If he had broken the rules yesterday, this would have been his fate today. Before he could recover, he saw the woman upstairs throwing food down, but she was too late. In the next second, she was completely engulfed in flames. Annie tried to use the bedsheet to put out the fire for her, but the woman had already stopped breathing. At that moment, the platform started to move down again. They quickly pushed the food down, and the room returned to normal. Because of the barbarians' violation of the rules, all the food today was ruined, and everyone had to starve together. When night came, the man, following their rules, wrapped the charred woman in a white cloth, and then threw her into the prison pit. With a violent impact, the body was shattered into pieces. The third day came quickly. The platform descended smoothly to the 24th floor, and the fat man finally got to eat pizza. To strictly enforce the rules, the man poured out all the food that belonged to the dead woman. But on this day, the fat man couldn't help it anymore. He pretended to pour out the food, but actually ate a piece secretly. This scene was just seen by the man upstairs, but fortunately, the other party didn't expose him. That night, they all couldn't sleep, because tomorrow would be the day to change floors. When they woke up the next day, both of them were completely stunned. They had been assigned to the 180th floor, and there was almost no food on this floor. The killer planted a time bomb in the man's car. Then he rode a bike and fled quickly. The bomb had already started counting down, but the man knew nothing about it. Suddenly, a bee flew into the car. The man waved his hand to shoo it away, but no matter what he did, he couldn't get rid of it. This really made him angry. The man pulled over to the side of the road and began to chase the bee frantically. The countdown was about to hit 0. Finally, the bee landed somewhere. He immediately took off his shoe. The killer thought his plan had succeeded, but he never expected that. The man was not only standing in front of the car, but also unharmed, so the man got a new car. He was talking on the phone with his wife when the killer appeared again. He fired several shots at the man, but the bullets hit the fuel tank. Gasoline started spraying out. The man in the car still didn't notice. That danger had quietly arrived. He took out a lighter, only to find it was broken, so he threw it out the window casually. The gasoline ignited instantly. The killer couldn't dodge in time, and was surrounded by the sea of fire. Luckily, he jumped out of the car in time, barely saving his life, but he also realized how dangerous the man was. 2 consecutive failed attempts made the leader very unhappy, and he ordered that the task must be completed. The man had just driven into a gas station when other killers caught up. To get rid of him, the subordinate hired a top-tier killer this time. While the man wasn't paying attention, the killer poured knockout drug onto a handkerchief, then quietly approached the man. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew, and the handkerchief covered his own mouth. But the man, who was the target of the plot, still knew nothing about all this. Soon, the killer woke up. He struggled to get up, and the knife in his hand accidentally punctured a tire. The repeated failed attempts made the leader fly into a rage, so he immediately arranged for soldiers to forcibly arrest the man and take him back to the base. The leader wanted to mock him, but the man acted indifferent. The leader glared at him fiercely and ordered 2 subordinates to finish the man off. Just then, the man snapped. He broke the ropes binding him in an instant, then ran forward and jumped out of the window abruptly. The next second, a soldier was caught by a rope and lifted up, kicking down the 2 men upstairs. Suddenly, a soldier appeared with a gun aimed, and the man quickly raised his hands to beg for mercy. The soldier who was hung up fell down, directly knocking his teammate unconscious. He hurried to meet his wife. Then they rushed to call the police. With the man's active cooperation, the police successfully located the den and arrested the entire criminal gang.